Chair calls the Greenwood Consolidated School District meeting to order. Could we please bow our heads for a moment of silent prayer? Amen. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the agenda. It's been motioned and second. All in favor? Any opposed?
Board members.
I'm gonna tell you. Okay, to amend the agenda, it's very long. To include Greenwood Little Theater as 4.2. Credit card discussion as number 5. Making consent agenda number 6. Making personnel recommendations number 7. Making consideration of executive session number 8. And making number 9 adjourn. Once again, 4.2 Greenwood Little Theater. Number 5, credit card discussion. Number 6, consent agenda. Number 7, personnel. Number 8, consideration of executive session. And number 9, adjourn.
So moved, Madam President.
Second.
It has been motioned and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Can I get a motion to adopt the amended agenda?
Second.
It has been motioned and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is carried. We're waiting on the Leflore High School football team. Dr. Pulley, if you would like to go ahead with your Deputy Superintendent's report. And I would like to also say that Ms. Lewis will be late. She has a prior meeting, but she will be here very soon. So Dr. Pulley, if you can go ahead before the team gets here.
Good afternoon. Goal number one is to increase student achievement. Our administrators, teachers, and students are working really hard to improve results. 9-week assessments will be administered to students, all students next week. Current student enrollment is 4,110. As you noticed on your way into the meeting today, reading fair boards are on display. Our students have done an outstanding job with these projects. Besides the great decorations, we utilize these particular reading fair projects throughout the district to promote school-wide literacy improvement. On December 17th, 2021, all students will be dismissed at 1 p.m. Christmas holidays will be observed December 20th through December 31st, 2021. Faculty and staff will return to work on January 3rd, 2022. Students will return to school January 4th, 2022. We would like to always thank our parents and community members for their continued support of our school district. Definitely without you, our work would be impossible. We also would like to wish you all a very safe, healthy, and happy holiday season.
Chair will entertain a motion to receive the Deputy Superintendent's report. It has been motioned and properly seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Mr. Russell, is everybody here? Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you the champions for Leflore County High School Panthers. Tigers. Let's give it up for them. We're so happy to have the champions in our midst on today. And Dr. Pulley, at this time.
I am a winner because I kept my eyes on the prize. Success is going to be mine, and that is no surprise. My head is held up high, and I can feel proud. I can stand up and say that I am a winner out loud. Leflore County High School football team, you are winners. We say congratulations to you. We celebrate you. You are the Class 2A North champions. We're very proud of each of you, the administration, our school board members. We definitely have supported you all the way, and we know that you are exceptional student athletes and exceptional students during the day as you walk the halls of Leflore County High School. Also, we would like to thank and appreciate Coach Eric House and the entire coaching staff at Leflore County High School for a job well done. We know that you all put in many long hours in order to help prepare our championship team. So at this time, I am going to, we will present you all with a keepsake that commemorates this entire season, along with a football championship award that's all included in this particular presentation to you all today. As I call your name, please come forward.
And before he calls your name, we just want to recognize your achievement here tonight. And we're so proud of you. You all are trendsetters here. And you're the first team to spend the night away from home. And you're the first team to charter a bus. And we're so proud to be in the midst of champions. Let's give them another hand.
First, number 1, Dakari Johnson. Desmond Ray, number 2.
Wearing number 52, Mr. Demarius Leflore. Be careful, Dr. Pulley, that man there hits pretty hard. Number 51, Mr. Javaris Sherrard. By the way, fellas, you all look exceptionally handsome tonight. It's okay for us to let you know that you look very handsome tonight. Number 3, Mr. Dante Kelly. Number 4, Travion Kelly. Number 5, DeQuarion Jones. Number 8, D. Ryan Freeman. Number 7, D. Arnez Dale. Number 22, Desmond Dodd. Number 33, LaQuavius Jackson. Number 20, Stephen Williams. Jersey number 28, Andrea Ellis. Number 72, when the numbers get larger, you can tell what type of position they play. Number 72, DeCavius Gaston. Number 65, Brian Robinson. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Number 64, Maurice Edwards. These are members of that offensive line. Excellent job, championship game night, guys. Number 18, Kenyar Hurt. Number 27, Marquise Jones. Number 12, DeMarcavius Sims. We got another big number here. Number 55, offensive line, Justin Murray. Number 24, Marcus Ross. Number 14, Demarion Freeman. And we got a cornerback coming up. Offensive linebacker, Donnelius Briggs. Number 30, linebacker, Jeremiah Thornton. Offensive lineman, number 50, Tavarian Dean. Wide receiver, number 13, Tavian Dean. He played football in the Dean household there. Number 79, offensive line, Cordell Davis. Wide receiver, number 32, Cameron Brister. Quarterback, number 16, Zacchaeus Banks. Jersey number 11, Mr. Xavier Mitchell. All right. Fella, you clean as Clorox. Number 75, Mr. Jaquan Cross, offensive line. Number 9, Mr. Ivory Lampkin. Number 77, Mr. Ty Jones. Jersey number 10, Mr. Kyle Moore. Number 63, Mr. Devin Quinn. And the best trainer this side of the Mississippi, the hype man to the team. I come to see you first. Go to the concession stand second and see the team next. Mr. Cameron Moore. Hall of Fame coaching staff. We did observe and watch several of your games this year, and we saw you work with our young men, most of those players playing both sides of the field, offense and defense. If you're a former coach, you know how special that is to be able to do. Head coach, Mr. Eric House. Assistant coach, Mr. Tavares Gideon. Assistant coach, Mr. Grant Sims. Assistant coach, Mr. Andre Martin. Assistant coach, Mr. Ernest Williams. Assistant coach, Mr. Jeremy Smith. Assistant coach, Mr. Michael Higgins. Number one cheerleaders, the entire GLCSD family, to the Leflore County High School football team. We're proud of you.
We congratulate you guys again. We're so proud. Dr. Moore, Dr. Bailey were there in person, and the rest of us were watching online. Ms. Lewis, who was at another meeting, she told me to give you all her best regards. She will be late, and she hoped to see you all before she leaves. And we would just like to say to this coaching staff, Coach House, and I didn't even know Gideon was a coach. Most of you boys don't know, I retired from Leflore High School. And Gideon and I work together. And but we see the mayor of Ida Bena. Let's give him a hand for coming out. Everybody knows the mayor of Ida Bena. But we're so proud of you guys, and you all made us look so good. You were on your best behavior. You did good, you look good, and we're so proud of you. And we're back in Dr. Pulley's hand. He has prepared a special treat for you guys, and if I will yield to any other board members at this time.
I just think it's awesome. It is awesome that we can have this great team, these great players, and for the whole Delta community, we just applaud you. Thank you for your work.
Coach House, I just want to say that I was a spectator there at that game. I have never been more proud of my district than I was on Saturday at 3 o'clock p.m. I want to say congratulations to you for a job well done for leading this ship. Thank you all. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your service, for serving African American boys, African American young men in our county. Thank you again. Thank you, coaching staff. Thank you, young men, for being here today. Thank you.
So Ms. Ray, if we weren't in the meeting, I'll holler out what you say read, but we so on behalf of District 4, and as a former Leflore County Tiger, I'm just moved with emotion. I recognize that we've always done more with less at Leflore, so I'm proud of y'all.
So at this time, two things. We will, Ms. Ray will exit with you all in order to take a group photo She's going to identify a location to do so. Also, after doing that, we have a delicious meal prepared for you all on this evening for our great coaches and great student athletes. We applaud you on a job well done for this great season, and it was a joy to watch each of you perform on the field. Again, congratulations, job well done. Definitely keep up the good work. We know next season we're going to be right there again. Thank you all.
And Coach House, if you don't mind, when y'all get ready to exit, I'm sorry, Dr. Pulley, if you will let them come behind us and give us a high five, because we're just so happy to be with the champions. We just want to say we were able to touch you all. All right? So if y'all can come behind us and just give us a high five, because we're so proud. Dr. Pulley.
School at risk report and the additional targeted support and interventions for East Elementary and Leflore County Elementary. Ms. Coleman.
Strategic plans for East Elementary School and Leflore County Elementary School are continuously improved to address instructional needs based on several data points. Direct support to East Elementary School includes district and school level tutorial support to students in the area of ELA 2 days per week, and math 4 days per week, and in science 2 days per week. Direct support to Leflore County Elementary School includes district and school level tutorial support to students in the area of ELA 4 days per week, math 2 days per week, and in science 2 days per week. All schools in the district have been awarded Reach Mississippi's multi-initiative cohort selection. East Elementary and Leflore County Elementary were specifically selected for training in the Universal Design for Learning and Positive Behavior and Intervention Systems frameworks to support the whole child concept. All schools and their MTSS and PBIS teams will participate in a live kickoff webinar on January 13th, 2022. Additionally, the administrators at East Elementary and Leflore County Elementary will accompany the district school improvement specialist to MDE's Office of School Improvements convening January 25th through 27th, 2022 in Meridian, Mississippi, where they will receive updates relating to requirements for schools that fall under the school improvement umbrella, as well as training to ensure as leaders they are maintaining a cohesive school vision focused on improving teaching and learning.
Regular agenda. 4.1, 16th section land report. Mr. Ainsworth.
Good to see everybody this evening. So just to kind of remind you, the agricultural leases were advertised in the Greenwood Commonwealth to, sorry about that. Here, better? The advertisements for the agricultural leases were advertised obviously in the Greenwood Commonwealth 2 consecutive times, and now we basically entertain bids at this regular scheduled meeting. Just kind of want to give you a reminder real quick. If there's more than one bid received on any particular tract of land, then the school board has opted to do a public auction. If those bidders were here tonight, we could do that auction tonight. If they're not present, we could hold that auction within the next day or two. So I'll go ahead and give you the results. Item number 1, we did not receive any bids on the hunting and fishing lease, but all the other ones we did receive bids, okay? So no actions needed for item number 1. Item number 2, you'll see section 2, 19 North, 1 East, 11.8 acres. We identified the current leaseholder and what they were paying. There were 2 bids that were submitted. If you'll take note and write these down. Charles Oswald submitted a bid in the amount of $531. A second bid was received in the name of Upchurch Farms LLC in the amount of $500. This is typically the time I just ask for those that submitted a bid, would you please stand? Okay, we will end up having to hold an auction at a later date between these two gentlemen, okay? So that'll take us to the third item, Section 6, 19 North, 2 East, 31.6 acres. You'll see the existing leaseholder and what they were paying. You did receive 2 bids. It's from Mr. Charles Oswald again. He submitted a bid of $1,422. The second bid received was submitted by Upchurch Farms in the amount of $800. That'll take us to item 4. This will be, of course, agricultural lease, 1618 North, 2 West, 348.5 acres. You'll see who the existing leaseholder and what they were paying. Only 1 bid was received on this, but it's a good bid. 3-in-1 Farms submitted a bid of $32,410.50. If you choose to, you can go ahead and take action to accept that bid because that is the only bid that was submitted on that particular tract.
Board members, what's your pleasure?
Madam President, I move that we accept the bid as presented.
It has been motioned and properly second. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. By Mr. Ainsworth.
That'll take us to item number 5, opening bids on 1621 2 West, 148.6 acres. You'll see the existing leaseholder and what they were paying. You did receive 2 bids on this tract. Longshot Farms LLC submits a bid of $8,000. The second bid is submitted by Booger Den Farms LLC in the amount of $12,000. We would need to hold an auction amongst the bidders. That'll take us to item number 6. Oh, both gentlemen are here. What's the pleasure of the board as far as holding the auction tonight?
Board members? They said go ahead.
Okay. So if both of you would stand, please. And we'll just go ahead and try to do this in increments of $100 if that's okay. So the...
What about if I just choose to let him, no bid necessary,
Oh, that makes it even better. Booger Den Farms LLC, we'll place on the board minutes that Longshot declined to participate in the auction, and that Booger Den Farms LLC, if in fact you accept the $12,000 bid, would be awarded a 5-year contract, which is currently what they were paying on their lease.
So, Chair will entertain a motion for Booker Den Farms LLC.
Second.
It's been motioned and properly second. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried.
Thank you, gentlemen. Item number 6, open bids for section 2520 North 1 East, 49.3 acres. You'll see the existing leaseholder and what they were paying. And the board did receive 2 bids. Charles Oswald submitted a bid of $1,972. Second bid received, submitted by Upchurch Farms LLC in the amount of $800. We'll move on to item number 7. Open bids for agricultural lease 2620 North, 1 East, 22.9 acres. You'll see who the existing leaseholder and what they were paying. You did receive 2 bids. Same gentleman, Charles Oswald, submits a bid of $1,030.50. Upchurch Farms LLC submits a bid of $600. That'll carry us to item number 8. Opening bids for an agricultural lease, section 31, 20 north, 2 east, 34 acres. You'll see the existing leaseholder and what they were prior rent. You've received 2 bids, same 2 gentlemen. Charles submitted a bid of $1,530. Upchurch Farms LLC submits a bid of $600. That will take us to item number 9, section 35, 20 north, 1 east, 129 acres. You'll see the existing leaseholder and what they were paying. You did receive 2 bids. Mr. Charles Oswald submits a bid of $5,805. Second bid received, submitted by Upchurch Farms LLC, $2,500. And the final bid opening tonight is section 36, 20 north, 1 east, 186.8 acres. You'll see the existing leaseholder and what they were paying. You received 2 bids. Mr. Charles Oswald submits a bid of $8,406. And Upchurch Farms LLC submits a bid of $2,000.
Question, Madam President.
Go ahead, Dr. Bailey.
Mr. Ainsworth, please forgive me if you mentioned this before, but what prohibits us from accepting the highest bid at this point? Because it appears that one of the tenants is, for lack of a better term, really lowballing the district or trying to, as compared to some of the bids that were submitted.
Well, the advertisement does say an auction. So if next time we move forward, if you choose to not to go that direction, then we could alter that.
So we just have to wait for you to set a date for us to have the auction between these 2 fellows.
I will get in touch with both gentlemen and see if we can schedule something maybe even tomorrow and make sure that they're going to be willing to participate and conduct the auction and hopefully go ahead and have those contracts drawn up while I'm here so we can go ahead and finalize all the leases that we went over tonight.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Mr. Ainsworth, board members? Okay.
Thank you for your time.
And thank you for doing such an awesome job, Mr. Ainsworth.
Thank you.
Dr. Pulley.
4.2, Greenwood Leflore Theater.
Can you get a hold of one of these microphones, if you don't mind?
Thank you. Where would you prefer that I stand?
Right there is fine.
Okay. According to our lease agreement, we had agreed that we would not make any improvements to the auditorium until we first came to you. We would like to make some improvements. There was to 2 rooms that are adjacent to the stage. The first one that we want to make improvements to was a bathroom where the water has been turned off and it hasn't been used for a number of years. The second room is across the stage, and it used to be a bathroom, but they've taken out all of the sinks and commodes, and but they do have hookups there. And we would like for that also to be a bathroom. So we would then have a men's bathroom / dressing room and a woman's bathroom and dressing room. And this is something that we concluded that we desperately need. We can't, we feel like, have a children's play until we have these bathrooms in operation, because it's, quite frankly, too much trouble to escort a child out of the area, and we don't have enough people really, I think, to do that. So the total price or bid that was submitted to us was $36,650, of which we would pay, but we wanted to come to you first to ask for your permission to do this.
Any, go ahead, Mr. Pulley.
You specifically want permission to, can you say that again?
Permission to spend the $36,650 on improving both of those rooms, or really converting one, well, they both were bathrooms at one time, but making them operable. And not only a bathroom, but a dressing room.
And it's my understanding from the contract that was drawn up that as long as it was mutually agreeable, then it would be fine with, it'd be legally fine. It just depends on whether or not the majority of the board will be interested in doing that.
Board members, do you have any,
Yes, Madam President, I would like to get the input of either Dr. Pulley or Mr. Johnson regarding this.
If we could, have some time to meet with the, school administration, the principal, and to go over and just review it, just to be sure that, the school has, what it needs, before, you know, those particular renovations. We don't want to do something that would be, that would not be in the best interest of the students, whereas we wouldn't, definitely wouldn't have a problem with it. We just want to double check, you know, just double check to see the needs of the school first, and then, we can most certainly, get back with you this week.
Madam President, if I can make a motion, I will move that we approve the renovation subject to receiving the final approval for the go-ahead from the administration.
And this would just allow us, to go over, you know, take a look, kind of see everything, and then look at the need of the school, just to be sure. And then we most certainly, get back this week.
I second.
so here's the motion and properly second, all in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. So, Mr. Sturtevant, you know how to get in touch with Dr. Pulley? Okay,
I do, thank you.
thank you, sir.
Board members, I
So
guess-
once Dr. Pulley gives us permission to go forward, we can go forward, as I understand. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
And I did have one question, just to ensure that, upon entry of maintenance or the people who would be doing the renovation, it wouldn't, those would be the doors to the auditorium, which would not interfere with the class, schedules and learning, teaching and learning.
Yeah, it's my understanding that they use the auditorium early in the morning, that the students gather there, but most of the days it's not used. But if it becomes a conflict, we will work that out between Principal Bush and the contractor.
Okay.
And we understand that top priority goes to educating the children.
Yes, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. And Merry Christmas to all
Merry
of you.
Christmas to you too, Dr. Pulley.
Sorry.
4.3, approval to accept safety and security department donation. Mr. Johnson.
Dr. Pulley, I think we skipped the scholarship fund.
4.3, update on scholarship fund.
So that would be, Mr. Pulley and Ms. Washington.
Board members, I am, other than the board's action that it took on previous meeting that stated what it would like to happen with the scholarship funds, I have no further update regarding if the funds have been delivered to any of the recipients or the governmental entities or anyone, unless Ms. Washington has any further.
I haven't received any additional information either. Only thing I had was the two things that the state told us, that the board ultimately had the decision to either keep the money, or they had to, the only way to contribute it back to the person who gave it is that it had to be a 501(c)(3) status, tax exempt status.
The last information that we received, we did receive an email, I think, from one wanting to know maybe how much was left in the account, but that's the extent of my knowledge of it. I believe we need to probably reach out again to the donors that we do know to be able to just get this taken care of.
So we wanna move, get closure on this. So do you have, can you make available to us who the donors are? So that we can make sure that we, or do you know approximately how many it is?
I gave a report with those names on it.
Okay.
I think it was about, I wanna say about 15 people, give or take,
Okay.
on that one fund.
You only got what?
On that, one of those funds.
Uh-huh.
And then the other ones, I don't have a clue who they really are.
Madam President, question, and please forgive me if I'm off base, but I thought we had, asked that, I will say Attorney Pulley, and if I'm wrong, forgive me, to speak with the family to see if they could identify a nonprofit to make the donation to. And I could be wrong.
That's correct.
That's correct. And as of today, I haven't received any information regarding that. That's correct.
Okay.
So you need the list.
I do have information on what Ms. Washington provided for me in that particular scholarship fund.
Okay, we just need to bring some closure to this. So between the two of you all, could y'all please, collaborate with each other so that we can, get some closure to this?
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So, you don't know what board meeting that was? Okay.
The board wanted to give the donors a reasonable time to be able to provide the board with either a nonprofit that they'd like for the money to go to. I can reach out again tomorrow to just explain the board's wishes, because you all definitely stated on the record how important it was that they be informed of what was done with the money. And so I will reach out and I will give Ms. Washington on tomorrow. I'll reach out again to get that information, and I can get that to the board tomorrow.
So can we get them a certified letter or something in writing?
Yes, we can do
So
that.
that they can be able to respond what organization they would like it to be donated to or whatever like this, so we can be able to talk to them?
Yes, I know.
Correspond with them?
I do know that we have been corresponding with one, and I know that we told one that information, and that we've not gotten the entity or the information back, but we can send the email and certified letter again.
Okay.
Now, I was just gonna ask, and we might have talked about this a little bit, but for those that we don't get a response, the money's sitting there, can we not, send that to the, foundation for Mississippi Valley State University and Mississippi Delta Community College? They give scholarships. They're nonprofits, their foundations are nonprofits.
The state auditor's office stated that we could give it to a nonprofit or keep it, or whichever. So that is true. I think what the board wanted to do is give the donors, the families a choice
And I agree
initially.
with that, but if you don't hear from somebody, you know,
But can we do that?
Yeah.
And we be the ones to, identify those foundations?
Yes, the state auditor's office stated that once the money was donated, that it, at that point, it became public funds because we couldn't administer the scholarship funds anyway. So I believe Ms. Washington stated that you don't have to worry about the funds being in a scholarship account because that's been dissolved already.
That's right.
And so we're legal as it relates to that. So it just gonna depend on where the money goes. So if I will reach out and I will send the board an update on tomorrow regarding all of the scholarship events.
because there were scholarships, intended for scholarships, and both of those foundations give scholarships.
But we wanna have some closure with this. Dr. Pulley.
4.4, approval to accept Safety and Security Department donation. Mr. Johnson.
The Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District's Safety and Security Department is requesting approval to accept a donation of beverage products from Pepsi Beverage Company.
Any questions, board members? Dr. Fuller.
The Deputy Superintendent recommends school board approval to accept a donation of beverage products from Pepsi Beverage Company to the GLCSD's Safety and Security Department.
Chair will entertain a motion to accept the donation of beverage products from Pepsi Beverage Company to the GLCSD Safety and Security Department.
So moved.
It has been motion and properly second. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Dr. Fuller.
4.5, approval of inventory removal. Ms. Coach.
The Chromebooks on the attached list were damaged and sent to the Claims Center for repair. The Claims Center determined the value to repair the devices would surpass the cost to purchase new devices. The company mailed checks for 5 devices between October 15th, 2021 and November 11th, 2021, totaling $1,329.95. Chromebooks and payment were verified by the technology supervisor. A copy of all information is available for your review.
Dr. Fuller.
The Deputy Superintendent recommends that the school board approve the removal of the Chromebooks from the attached inventory list.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the removal of the Chromebooks from the attached inventory list.
Second.
It has been motion and second. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Dr. Fuller.
4.6, approval of special education contractual services. The special education department should provide students with disabilities assistive technology evaluations when needed. Oftentimes, these students are nonverbal or possess very low communication skills. We are proposing that TK Martin conduct the assistive technology evaluations for the student school requirement. The Deputy Superintendent recommends that the school board approve the TK Martin contract for students with disabilities who need assistive technology evaluation.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the TK Martin contract for students with disabilities who need assistive technology evaluation.
So moved.
It has been moved and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Dr. Fuller.
4.7, approval to accept requests for proposals for professional development services, ELA curriculum, and content instructional strategies. The Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District solicited proposals from consulting firms to provide services in the subject of ELA for the term of 2021-2022 school year. The bid analysis results are attached. The district received 4 bids. The bid highlighted in yellow met the qualifications of the request for proposals and received the highest score, as indicated on the professional services bid proposal scoring sheets, which were completed by the RFP selection committee. Therefore, we are requesting approval to accept the proposal submitted from the Excellence Group in the amount of $123,500.
Okay, so the first one is the excellence.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Chair will entertain a motion,
Madam President.
go, I'm sorry.
Excuse me, no, I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry. I thought that we had requested that we would have a presentation or at the very least a video from each of the people making bids.
We will receive that particular information upon them, if approved to come in.
You're saying that we would vote, the decision would be made by us and then get the presentation?
Due to the just the specifics of procedures of what we have to do as it relates to RFPs, not wanting to give any particular seemingly particular advantage to any particular vendor.
I agree.
Then that's why we're more than happy, definitely would reach out to the particular vendor to come in to do those particular presentations. We have, anytime we have the RFP selection committees, we don't have the same committee every time, each time we do one, just because we want to just be, have as much transparency, as much participation and input as possible. But we can assure you that the particular vendor here has been properly vetted and rated according to the particular state guidelines regarding RFP selection.
All right, Chair will entertain a motion to approve the proposal submitted by the Excellence Group in the amount of $123,500 for professional development services, ELA, curriculum and content instructional strategies.
So moved.
Second. It has been properly motion and second. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Dr. Fuller.
4.8.
We're doing them separate. We did ELA first.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm just saying you can just do the bottom part and just give us
Got
the
it.
first name, because we already heard the first part.
4.8, this is the approval to accept the request for history.
Okay?
The Deputy Superintendent recommends approval.
Can you just give us the group name and the amount? For
The
history.
district received 2 bids, and we are requesting approval to accept the proposal submitted from Kids First in the amount of $65,000.
All right, the chair entertain a motion to approve the proposal submitted by Kids First in the amount of $65,000 for professional development services, history, curriculum, and content instructional strategies.
So moved.
Second. It has been motioned and second. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Dr. Fuller. Just give us the company and the amount.
In the area of mathematics, we are requesting approval to accept the proposal submitted from the Kirkland Group in the amount of $104,000.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the proposal submitted by Kirkland in the amount of $104,000 for professional development services, math curriculum, and content instructional strategies.
So moved.
Second. It has been motioned and second. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Let the record show that Magdalene Abraham voting nay. Dr. Pruitt.
In the area of science, we're requesting approval to accept the proposal submitted from Kids First in the amount of $97,500.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the proposal submitted by Kids First in the amount of $97,500 for professional development services, science curriculum, and content instructional strategies.
So moved.
Second. It has been motioned and second. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Dr. Fuller.
4.11, approval of revised job description. Mr. Johnson.
You have attached job descriptions for positions listed below. These are positions from the business office. If you have any questions, Ms. Washington can answer.
Question, Madam President.
Go ahead.
Good evening, Ms. Washington. These updated job descriptions, would they change any current duties and responsibilities of personnel in your office?
What it does is really just balances the office out, because we had 2 AP clerks, but we wanted both of them to do the same amount of work so that it would be equally split. And the same thing happened with a bunch of different, like COVID has come along, and now that the insurance person is kind of overwhelmed with all of the duties there, so we had the payroll person to take on some of the responsibility and to fix asset person.
And just another question, on page 29, number 7, if I'm not mistaken, the board did ask or inquire if you needed someone who could perform those duties, and I believe you indicated no, but don't hold me to that. However,
She said yes.
I said yes.
okay, so did you ever make a recommendation to the board for an additional position, or are you just being fiscally responsible?
I am trying to be physically responsible. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to try to use the people, the staff that I had, and try to weight the job responsibilities around for each one. So that was the purpose of it.
Thank you.
But in order to, some things that we're asking you for in a timely fashion, things that, we've discussed about that should be done, on a daily basis instead of, a monthly basis, would that position help you out more?
It would, but we're also looking at other constraints in my office. We don't have any more space. So unless I remove something out to put something in, you know, kind of still at a standstill.
Okay. All right, Dr. Cook.
The Deputy Superintendent recommends school board approval of the revised job descriptions listed above for 2021-2022 school year.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the revised job description listed above for the 21-22 GLCSD.
So moved.
It has been motioned and second, all in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Dr. Cook.
4.12, claims docket and financial information, Mrs. Washington.
Good evening again. Attached, you have your financial reports for the month ending October 2021. The following reports are attached. You got your cash balance, fund balance, budget status report, the cash flow statement, bank reconciliation reports, and claim docket. The expenditures to date are within the budgeted amounts, and the cash balance on hand is sufficient to cover all immediate and current projected expenses.
Question, Madam President.
Go ahead, Dr. Bailey.
And Dr. Pulley, Ms. Washington, please forgive me, it's not directly in regards to the report that we had. I'll be sending you an email, Dr. Pulley. My question is, recently, I visited several schools, and in particular, Amanda Elsie. I was informed that some time ago, the board approved use of funding to support extracurricular activities as well as athletics. And it's my understanding that a request has been made by the band at Elsie, and nothing has been acted on, nothing has been presented to the board. And I just wanted to kind of see if I can get an update in regards to the request for instruments, is what I was told. Are you aware of that?
I am aware. What we instructed them to do is to bring our list so we'll know, because if you order just from one school and then the other ones come along and they're going to the same vendor, then we're going to be in trouble, because you have to get that quotes if they're under 5,000, but if you're getting to a $50,000 mark, you have to go through the bid process. So we asked them to go ahead, get their list in. I don't know why they haven't turned anything in yet. Now, they did mention that they needed some instruments, and we had no problem with it. It's just that I need to know what we're looking for.
So, Madam President, if I may, Dr. Pulley, again, I don't think it's fair to punish one school for getting, requesting the items that they need. So if it's possible to put a timeline together to say, hey, if you need something, you need to submit a request to Ms. Washington or whomever by this date, because what she's saying makes sense. But Elsie should not be sitting waiting on the floor, for example, to submit a list, if that is what potentially is taking place.
We will meet with, our staff, regarding that, those particular, timelines in order to, speed up the process, and as soon as my office receives,
So who would that be, Dr. Hodges?
yes, ma'am. and as soon as my office receives that request, then we will, review it and process it accordingly.
Now, Ms. Washington, don't give them the key to the safe now, all right? You guard it.
Okay.
Thank you, Madam President.
Okay, any other question, board members? What page is this end on? Okay, Dr.
The deputy superintendent recommends that the school board approve the October financial reports and the payment of claims 949, 958 through 950-233.
Okay, Chair will entertain a motion to approve the October financial reports and the payment of claims 949, 958 through 950-233.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motion and second, all in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. On the consent agenda, Attorney Pulley, this is where I'm gonna need your help. Dr. Pulley, while I'm going through signing, the consent agenda, there was an item in here that I don't recall being in the original,
What
Go
is
ahead.
what is the date of that board meeting?
it's November 3rd, let me make sure. It might not be November 3rd-ish. Yeah, I think it's November 3rd, November 3rd.
November 3rd. I have seen that copy. I haven't got it on my copy yet, but I've seen your copy. What needs to happen, it is my recollection as well that when that came up for approval at that prior meeting, that the board instructed that matter to be stricken from the approval list. And so I believe that the minutes can be approved, striking that, that item.
Okay, so, let me find my, go ahead, and Dr. Pullen, then I will say specifically what it is. Go ahead, for the consent agenda.
Attached are items on the consent agenda. 5.1, minutes of the regular board meeting of Wednesday, November 3rd. 5.2, minutes of the special call board meeting of Wednesday, November 17th. 5.3, the minutes of work session on Wednesday, November 17th. And 5.4, the minutes of the special call board meeting of Friday, November 19th.
Okay,
The deputy superintendent recommends approval of the consent agenda.
all right, Chair will entertain a motion to approve, the consent agenda striking on page 230. The last position, board members, if you wanna take a look before you vote. Striking, because this was not in our original consent agenda. When we had the meeting, as Attorney Pulley said, we asked for that to be, struck out at that time. This is,
Board,
so again, Dr. Pulley, it's gonna be for 2021, 2022. Personnel and salaries for certified and classified. It's on page 230, and it is the last position and the last school. We're asking that we strike this from the minutes. Board members, can I get a motion?
So moved.
It's been motioned and second, all in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Now, Ms. Flowers, I'm trying to figure out with you and, Attorney Pulley, how do I need to get this off here because, for my signature? So, would you need to do this page over? Okay. Okay, Dr.
I
Pulley.
think skip one, credit card discussion.
Yeah, that's what I said, Dr. Pulley. Okay, we don't, for number 5, when we amended the agenda, Ms. Washington, on last week, we approved, for Leflore County Tigers to go, to the championship, and the board was not aware that we didn't have a credit card, for them to purchase a room or, food, or, so, this board feels like emergencies for things like that, we need a credit card because, it shouldn't be, for a principal to have to put things in their name and be paid back. Because in my opinion, this is a business and we should have a business credit card. Now, that's my opinion, board members, you can chime in at any point.
Okay, he might have put it in his name, but the district had the check for him, in his name. So all he did was cash the check and went and paid for the rooms. But now I've never been given authority to get a credit card for the district.
Yeah, but that's why we're asking you now.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, Attorney Pulley.
Board members, before you get into that discussion, I would like to give you the benefit of research on that use of credit cards. Number one, credit cards cannot be used to circumvent the requirement for Mississippi purchase law. So you have to still go through your purchasing orders and however you normally would do it to do that. Secondly, you can use a small purchase procurement card for small purchases of commodities, repairs, and services. According to Mississippi Attorney General's opinion 2019, it says that credit cards may not be used for travel purposes. The school districts may use credit cards for seminars, conferences, or registration fees, but it cannot use the credit card to secure payment for hotels, air, train, bus, or travel at all.
Go ahead, Ms. Abraham.
What prevents me, as an employee of the school, from using my personal credit card that has points on it, or like Hilton Honor points, that I benefit from the use of my personal credit card to, assign rooms, whatever, for any of the travel expenses, whether it's the hotel, the rental, whatever it is. I don't think legally I can benefit from that.
All I can tell you is nothing in the law would prevent you from using your personal credit card to pay for travel, but you wouldn't be able to be, from what I'm reading, you can be, employees, I'm assuming, are always reimbursed for travel.
Right.
But the district cannot it says the district cannot use credit cards for travel purposes. You can only have a small purchase procurement card for small purchases of commodities, repairs, or services, and that your cards may be used for seminars or registration fees, but under no circumstances may they be used for travel purposes. These questions have been asked to the Mississippi Attorney General's office several times, and they yield the same answer.
Okay, so Ms. Washington,
Yes.
so when our team traveled the other day, what would have kept Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District's name from being on the hotel?
The hotel itself would not allow a check to be delivered upon, once the students arrive. They wanted it, I think 10 days in advance.
The law doesn't prohibit the school district from paying for travel. The law prohibits the school district from having a credit card to pay for
I
travel.
hear what you're saying.
And the way it was explained to us, and Mr. Johnson also got in on that situation, it was a hotel's policy, as Ms. Washington stated, that prevented us from sending our check. And we tried to explain that, well, hey, we didn't know 10 days ago that our team was going to be, or needed to come down. But due to their policy, they just wouldn't do it.
Madam President,
Go ahead.
quick question, and I know this may not be something that anybody can answer here, but just as a suggestion, since the team went to attend an event on behalf of the Mississippi High School Activity Association, maybe that association can get involved in future instances where they are responsible for negotiating hotel rooms, booking hotel rooms, and then the district in turn pays Mississippi High School Activity Association. Because again, I'm sure we do business with them all the time already.
Yes,
Just
that's
a
correct.
suggestion if there's something that they can do.
So has that ever been done through us, Ms. Washington?
No, we've never partnered with them as far as that, but like I say, a lot of our funds do go to them. And it's probably something they just, if you don't mention it or don't ask, then you don't know. Somebody
Right.
might have been able to use it.
But I just
But
don't
we
want
will
us to
check.
be in that crunch again, like we were the other day when Leflore won. And we didn't, so board members, my stand still is, tell me again, Attorney Pulley, what we can use a credit card for?
It states that you may use your credit card for small purchases of commodities, repairs, or services. You still have to follow the Mississippi purchasing laws as it relates to, purchasing orders and all of that. You may definitely use it. It's legal. You just cannot use it for travel purposes. You can use it to pay for employees, registration fees when they go to different meetings, and conference fees, but the law specifically says it cannot be used for travel.
Go ahead, Mr. Johnson.
Only thing I was gonna say was basically in most cases, hotels allow you to book in the district name. I think that was the question that was asked versus the personal. In that particular situation, it had to be reserved on credit card because it wasn't in room blocks. In most circumstances, either the district has utilized that hotel in the past where a check has already cleared and they don't have that 2-week requirement, and you could just book in the district name and bring the check the day of. But for that particular hotel, and I believe because of all of the places that was booked, the district had never utilized that hotel in the past. And I think that was the major problem with this particular one, because in most cases when we book them in the district name and it's well in advance. And they have certain situations where we could have did the credit authorization, but because of the time constraint, we weren't gonna be able to have it all completed by that Friday. So that's why it was done this particular way instead of saying Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District.
Okay, so board members, my stance is still that I believe the district needs a credit card.
Just speaking from this, from this perspective, there are times when we are attempting to take care of the business of the district, and it could be in a situation where it could be a time sensitive matter where we can't right then go through that particular process, because you have to have to go through several different layers of approval before that happens. For example, if there was something going on a weekend with the band, or if there's something that was just, even today, we had a crunch to get prepared and doing some things. And so, in that regard, I do definitely see the advantage.
So, Ms. Washington, what would be the steps?
As far as the, we would, have a procedure for checking the card out and making sure that it met the rules that says why you can even use it. But I do want to caution the board. Most districts that have credit cards are usually districts that get in trouble with those very credit cards. So there's always something that you need to look at, that there's a possibility for something fraudulent to happen. Not saying that it will happen, but it is more potential of bad use. And I mean, I've experienced it from every district I've been in. We had the Walmart card, for instance, and they would go and get things that they were not given permission to get. And then they would have to pay it back. But if you didn't catch it, then, or the auditor caught it, then, like I said, that's where those write-up or findings come in, when people have purchased items that they haven't received permission to purchase. EEF cards, another prime example, where people have gone to purchase, and it tells you it's for a student, for supporting your classroom. But I've seen people go purchase Reeboks for children. You know, some of those items are not what they consider legitimate purchases. So, like I said, just cautious.
I understand what you're saying, but that don't stop the state from giving us those EF cards every year, right?
Well, I got a man now. He's still 2 years in. He can't get a card because he did not.
But what I want to know is, with the credit card, you will be the person to approve the purchase, right?
Yes.
So we can't get in trouble if you don't okay it, right?
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, once you give them that card, they can go to the store and get other things other than what they have been instructed to purchase. That's all I'm saying.
One thing, Ms. Washington, I would say this, and I think the level of accountability, if you give me a credit card and you tell me to go to Walmart to purchase paper or whatever that's needed, and I come out with a TV, then that level of accountability is when you bring that receipt back to me and I see TV on there, then that's when this office would have to take the responsibility of applying that code of ethics, because that's so I think just with that accountability piece in there, as long as they bring the receipts back and we can verify what it is that's there, I think we should be okay.
Board
Madam
members,
President.
as long as, my only addition is that before you implement that use of a credit card, or before that gets into practice, that we formulate a policy on credit card use. I can draft the policy if it is the board's pleasure to use it. Let's then we'll have the policy drafted, and to be able, you ought to be able to see it, tweak it, and then let the employees use the credit cards, because clearly it's legal. It's definitely legal. It's just that we definitely want to make sure we are staying as close to the law as possible.
Dr. Moore.
So, Attorney Pulley and commodity. So when I hear that term, when I hear the term EEL for teachers, everything they purchase with that card are considered commodities. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say that.
Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess I'm still a little bit unclear, Madam President. If they're already receiving EEL cards, are you talking in that vein, or what vein are you talking about when you say you still are taking?
No, she was just saying that she cautioned us, but I was just saying that every year the state still gives EF cards to teachers.
For commodities, which is one of the terms that Attorney Pulley used, right?
That's correct.
Is that a term?
That's correct.
Okay. I don't know, maybe I wasn't understanding.
But the credit card can be used for, it says small purchases, commodities, repairs, or services.
Yeah, my stance was that even though every year teachers get the EF cards, there's gonna always be a bad apple, but we wanna be proactive is what I'm saying. So if Ms. Washington is over, and we're not just frivolously giving anybody a card, I wouldn't even expect the card to get in everybody's hand. It ought to be certain people who are able to purchase things, in my opinion. I don't think it should be a card that somebody just gets permission to just go get whatever they want. That's my opinion. All right, board members, so, I move that, we, give Ms. Washington permission to go out and seek, a card that could be used in this district. And, you trying to say something, Ms. Washington?
Yes, I want to know, a limit on the card, because that is gonna be one of the questions they're gonna ask me. What is the limit are we looking at?
Board members?
Madam President, I think we need to table this so that we can have further discussion, and before we do that, I would like to see us discuss a policy first, and to make sure that we are aligning with the policy, if we're not already doing that.
Madam President, I
Okay.
definitely support Dr. Moore's suggestion. Also, maybe align with Attorney Pulley or even Ms. Washington to kind of research best practices, or just to see what other districts who may possess a card, how they utilize it, and what kind of parameters they have around the use of their card before making a decision.
All right,
The report is definitely there, but I just kind of want us to have another conversation about this, so that we can make any, clear up any confusion or gray areas. Thank you.
I would like to amend the agenda again, because for some reason, our COVID incentives were not on here.
Madam President, before you amend, maybe we just need to see if the administration has had an opportunity to make this change.
Did you hear Dr. Bailey? Dr. Cook?
We have, a recommendation.
Yeah.
But it's, we don't have this recommendation, but we have something for you all to review.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just come back to it. All right, what's next? Personnel recommendation.
7, personnel recommendations. Attached is a list of district personnel which requires board approval. Due to updates in the Human Resources Department, changes will be made to reflect those personnel recommendations listed in section 1 through 6 that were previously approved, and being updated and corrected from the prior board approved dates listed. That's February 11th, May 4th, and June 1st, to reflect GLCSD years only. The board is only updating and making the records accurate. For the positions and employees listed in section 1 through 6, the corrections are being made for the record, and there will be no changes to current rate of pay.
Question, Madam President?
Go ahead, Dr.
And it's not about this particular list, but about personnel in general. So I don't know if my colleagues are aware of this, but I recently learned this, that we have no substitutes in the district. And my question is, without having subs, have we assessed how they may impact instruction within the schools? Do we need to look at having subs, or you all are comfortable with where we are and the direction we're going without having substitute teachers?
Right now, generally, if we do have some teacher absences, our schools are able to continue to function with appropriate student supervision with the the faculty that we have on staff. So for example, if I am a person who facilitates the computer lab, they pretty much can adjust schedules and that kind of thing to for that particular person to help monitor and supervise that class, and the class would proceed to do their particular assignment for the day, being supervised by a particular faculty member that's already on staff. Some schools have more assistants to be able to do that, but we have not received any concern regarding that. But that, I mean, we generally schools are able to take care of that. Thank you, Dr. Pruitt.
So, you don't think we just need to have any subs?
That's something we can look at. We could definitely look at the, you know, how feasible it is.
And I say that due, you know, because of safety. And, like for teacher assistants, like if they're not here and we have rooms that don't have, an assistant. And for that reason and for safety reasons.
And then will that impact our, teacher-student ratio as, noted by the state? I'm saying you operate this outsourced.
Okay. That's good.
The Deputy Superintendent recommends that the school board approve the personnel for a 2021-2022 school year on the attached pages.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the personnel for 21-22 on the attached page.
So moved, Madam President.
Second. It's been motioned and second. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Chair will entertain a motion to close this meeting for consideration of executive session.
So moved.
It's been motioned and second. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Attorney Fuller.
Board members and all who are in attendance today, we'd ask that the board has voted to go into its closed session to determine if there's a need to go into executive session. And at this time, we'd ask that you all stay in here, that the board would then make the determination in the back room. I will then come back to you all as well as the camera footage to let all who are in attendance and who are listening on our web footage. I will let you all know the reasoning that the board has entered into the executive session, and then we would ask that you could recess at that time. Thank you.
And so that means please don't turn off the camera. We'll be right back. Attorney Fuller will be right back.
board voted to go into executive session to discuss litigation, school board attorney evaluation, and the school board's evaluation.